Fellas, I'm going to use this scene of James Bond from Spectre to show you step by step exactly how to behave on a date with a woman to maximize her attraction, get her to respect you, and actually differentiate yourself from other men. There's an abundance of psychology-based tactics that will make her go literally insane for you. You're going to love this video. Just pay attention, use the stuff, and you will see what happens when you do. Let's get into it.
Pick it up.
I hate guns.
Fellas, the first thing I want to point out is what James just said just there, right? He said, pick it up. Now, why am I highlighting this? Because, fellas, this is a classic example of something I call giving instructions, right? Issuing commands. Now, why is this important? Well, women love this, right? Why? Because it's highly masculine. Okay, let me tell you something. I did a study on female attraction, right? I looked at all the science, all the psychology, absolutely everything. And I came up with a list of 126 traits of the quote unquote perfect man as it relates to attraction. So if a man had all 126 of these, he'd be 100% the absolute perfect man he'd have in any woman on earth, right? At a 10 out of 10 interest level, right? By saying pick it up, right? By issuing this command, James displays a few traits, right? He displays the assertive, the commanding, and the leadership trait, right? Women love men who display these traits, right? What you have to understand is, fellas, women want to be led by a dominant masculine man, right? They love it, right? And when you do stuff like this, right, when you're not around, they'll talk to their friends about you and say, I just love being around him. Like, he's just such a good man. Like, they will talk about you like that to your friends, right? And her friends will be jealous, right? She'll want to brag about you.
I promised him I'd protect you. The first thing to do is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Well, let's go back and just listen to something.
Pick it up.
I want you to listen to her response.
I hate guns.
Fellas, this is a classic test, right? A classic shit test. Now, what you have to understand is, fellas, you cannot relent. Okay? You cannot change your mind or give in. Right? I know as stupid as this sounds, right? I didn't invent women, but if you relent or give in, even if she's right, her attraction to you will decrease because it looks like you're getting weak. Right? Again, they're going to test for this. You have to stay strong, right? What you have to understand is, fellas, when you don't relent, when you don't give in, when you stay firm, which is what you have to do, you display the what I call strong-willed trait, which is, again, comes from that list of 126. Women love, with in capitals, right? Love strong-willed men. Okay, and what you're also going to see later, fellas, is you're going to see how all of this links together. You're going to really like some of the stuff I'm going to cover. It's going to be so good. Just stick with me. Just trust me. The stuff I'm going to cover is going to be fucking great. Also, fellas, there's another thing she's testing for, right? When she said, I hate guns, right? She's denying his request, right? She's also testing, not just to see if you'll relent, but also to see if you have emotional control, right? Key, if she can move you what we call off center. And we're going to cover this in detail in a minute. Right? I just want to highlight this because we're going to talk about this in a minute. It's super, super important. What she's looking for, fellas, is, can I get him to move off his cool masculine center, right? Can I provoke him and get him to react emotionally, right? Because what you have to understand, fellas, is women want a man who is cool, right? Who is unchanging, who is unaffected by external circumstances. So when she declines you, she's saying, okay, can I get him to emotionally spike? And if I can, yeah, he's disqualified. And I'm going to explain why this is later. It's super important you understand this.
I promised him I'd protect you. The first thing to do is to teach you how to protect yourself.
What if I shoot you by mistake?
Wouldn't be the first time.
So, fella, she's continuing to test, right? James, so she says, no, I'm not going to pick up the gun. James will say, yeah, you are. And she says, well, what if I shoot you by mistake, right? Again, she's continuing to test him. Now, how would most men react, right? When she's doing this, like, you're trying to do something helpful for her. You're trying to do something that you know is best, but she's continuing to decline, right? How are most men going to react? Well, they're going to get annoyed, fellas, right? And the key is they're going to get moved off center, right? This is what I was talking about a second ago. Okay. when I mean that, right, they're going to raise their voice, right? They're going to get emotional. They're going to display that they're getting annoyed, right? And that, fellas, is how you fail the test, right? By showing her you're getting her emotional. And I'll explain why this is important, right? Because, fellas, when she tests you, right, and you get emotional, right, you get moved off center and you fail the test, subconsciously, that she's not consciously thinking this, fellas. Her testing you is an entirely subconscious process. But what she thinks subconsciously, right, the judgment she makes is, again, she's not thinking this consciously. Some women who are advanced manipulators will, but 99% of women aren't, right? What she's going to think, again, subconsciously for the 5th time, is, well, he can't deal with me. So when I'm with him, right, he's not going to be able to deal with things, right? He can't deal with the world. If he can't deal with this basic little test about getting flustered, there's no way he can tolerate a woman like me. Disqualified, right? That's why you have to stay cool, calm, relaxed, okay? What you have to understand is, fellas, this is super important and we'll cover it later, but women are constantly paying attention to how you interact with the world, right? This is super, super important. We're going to get to it later. But basically, fellas, they want to see that you're confident, you're extremely outgoing, you're extremely aggressive, you get after things, right? You're dominant when you're in public, right? And again, this is going to be something else they use to qualify or disqualify you, okay? Now let's listen to James's response. I'm just going to take it back a few seconds so we can listen to the whole exchange.
I promised him I'd protect you. The first thing to do is to teach you how to protect yourself.
What if I shoot you by mistake?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Now, fellas, this response James just gave is 100 out of 100. Perfect response. You couldn't physically get any better than that. I'll explain why. The first thing, fellas, is it's a slight arrogant response, right? Right, and like you're sort of playing with her now. You're sort of joking with her, like, wouldn't be the first time, right? Again, fellas, you're shy. Nope, you're not affecting me, right? You're batting it back at her. Also, fellas, arrogance is a trait that women love. The reason women love arrogant men, maybe they say they don't. Oh, I hate the cocky guys. They don't. Deep down, they love them. Deep down, it's going to increase the attraction. Why? Because women know that the only men who are arrogant, right? And the key thing is arrogant towards her, not to other people, but arrogant towards her. She knows that the only men who are arrogant are men with lots of options, right? Because she knows that men who don't have lots of options, they're going to be nice, they're going to be kind, they're going to be scared to offend her, right? So when you are arrogant, it's simply, again, consciously and subconsciously, again, this is mostly subconscious, it's signaling to her, this guy clearly has loads of options, right? Which if he didn't, he wouldn't be this arrogant towards me because he'd be scared to lose me. Therefore, he clearly has a higher sexual market value than me, right? Therefore, I should be attracted to him. Because remember, fellas, women only date men up. Women only date men higher in S&B than them. Women only date up, right? So when you display arrogance towards her, you're signaling to her that I am above you. Therefore, she will be attracted to you because, fellas, if she perceives you as having a lower S&B than her, if she perceives you as being lower value than her, you're instantly disqualified. Arrogance is a way you can say, no, I have more options than you, right, that are more attractive than you. You are below me, therefore she will be attracted to you. Again, fellas, I didn't invent women. I'm just telling you what the science says. Okay? The second thing is, right, pay attention to James's smirk. Right, this is the second reason why this is a brilliant response, right? Like I said, the first one was arrogance. The second one is the slight smirk, right? This is so good. Why? Well, again, fellas, it's sort of arrogant, right? It's very flirtatious. It's also showing I am not affected by what you are saying, right? You're further playing with her, right? You're sort of saying like, bitch, you can't affect me. Like, girl, like, come on. That's what you're effectively saying to her. Okay, right? And again, fellas, when used correctly, the smirk is extremely sexy. You just cannot overuse it because then you look like a bamboozling chimp. The third thing is, right, the seductive vocal tonality. This is so key. I'm gonna let you listen to how James speaks again here.
Teach you how to protect yourself.
What if I shoot you by mistake?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Again, fellas, this is a classic example of the seductive vocal tonality, and this is, by the way, the optimum way to speak to women. This is the perfect vocal tonality you want to have. Why? Right. Well, in this specific scenario, fellas, like I said, the test she's giving James here, right, is to see, okay, can I get him emotional? That's the test she's trying to do. Can I move him off center? Can I move him off center? Can I get him emotional, right? But the tonality James is using here, right, is completely flat, right? There's no emotion, right? It's completely monotone, right? There's no change in his vocal tonality. It's very calm. It's very cool. It's very just relaxed, just chilled out. Again, women are going to pick up on your vocal tonality, again, subconsciously to detect, have I made him emotional? Have I got him annoyed? Have I managed to get him in this state? Out of the cool, calm state he was in, have I managed to move him off that? So when you have that cool, calm, flat, monotone, unchanging tonality, it's going to signal to her, no, I can't move this guy off center. Therefore, test passed.
Pick it up.
I said I hate guns.
And again, after James says it wouldn't be the first time, what does he say then? He says, pick it up. Right, again, this is brilliant, right? He's not relenting. Right, again, I think she's declined him 3 times at this point. Okay, he's still going. Now, I'm going to explain this, but there is an important caveat you have to understand. When I say don't relent, I don't mean like when you're in the bedroom and you're engaging in adult activities. I do not mean that. If she says no, you stop straight away, you little bitch. I'm not talking about that, right? Let me give you an example, because you have to know when to use this, when not to use this, right? Don't be an idiot with this. Let me give you an example. So let's say you and your girl are going to the gym together, you're going to train, okay? You'll say, babe, we're doing push today. We're doing upper body. Let's just say we're doing upper body. She's like, no, Force, I want to do legs today because I just want to do legs. The program says we're doing upper body. But Force, I don't want to do legs. My love, we're doing upper body today. But I don't want to do... You'll enjoy it when we go, I promise. This is what we're doing, let's go. Right? That's what I'm talking about, don't relent. Right? When you say, yep, we're doing something, she says, no, I want to do something else. You say, no, we're doing this. You cannot relent, because if you do, her attraction will decrease. You have to know when to use this. Like I said, in the bedroom or anything like that, that's when you stop straight away, right? You have to have caveat. But in something like this, where you know you're doing the right thing, where you've already made the decision, you cannot relent, because if you do, like I said, attraction is going to go to 0.
To teach you how to protect yourself.
What if I shoot you by mistake?
Wouldn't be the first time. Pick it up.
And again, just to go on that point again, after James passed all these tests before in this clip, 999 times out of 1,000, she's going to comply with his request, and her attraction is going to go up, right? Because he's passed all the tests. Again, women love this strong-willed, assertive, unrelenting male, right? He's not changing his mind. He's like, bitch, you're not getting out of this. Pick it up. This is what we're doing. Women love that. You cannot falter. You cannot bend or change your mind for her, because if you do, her attraction will decrease, right? I've made this mistake so many times.
I said I hate guns.
SIG 226. Front sight, rear sight, hammer. You just point it, you squeeze the trigger, you try not to close your eyes. Please. Try it.
And again, fellas, please try it. He's still not relenting, right? She's being difficult, but he's still going at it, right? And the important thing is, fellas, he's still completely cool, he's still completely calm, he's still completely relaxed. He's showing 0 emotional leakage, which women love, right? This is another trait which is super important, which is called unaffected by external circumstances. If you can display this trait where no matter what happens, you are always cool, calm, relaxed, you never change, again, attraction is going to just go to the fucking moon. It's going to go up. I'll give you a bonus advanced tip that no one on the internet has ever told you before, but there are only 2 things. There are only 2 things that cause women to get the ick, right? You've probably heard this before. Oh, that guy gives me the ick. Right? Oh, that icked me out. Right, you know when girls say that, like, oh, that gave me the ick. Well, there's only 2 things, right? I'm going to cover one in this video, right? One of them, as a man, is being affected by external circumstances, right? By the external environment. For example, an example of this is, oh, babe, I'm cold. That will give her the ick. Why? Because you're being affected by external circumstances. You're showing weakness. You're showing that the external environment can affect you, right? Your job as a man, fellas, is to be a masculine rock, which basically means no matter what happens, nothing can penetrate this wall. You're always cool, calm, relaxed. Why is this important? Because women are inherently extremely emotional, extremely feminine. They want to throw all their chaos at you. Oh my God, this happened today. Oh my God, da, 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 da. You're supposed to be like, babe, you're going to be fine. Because if you ever show weakness, then she's no longer going to feel safe around you. So who's she going to complain and bitch to? Your job as a man is to provide this for her.
I don't have to teach you anything, do I?
A man once came to our house.
Fellas, again, that response from James was fucking perfect. In fact, this scene here, fellas, is literally there's nothing James is doing wrong. This is just absolutely perfect. So, fellas, if you want to know how I behave in real life when I'm on dates, right, how James is here is exactly how. This is the optimum way to interact. This is so good. Let me rewind it, then I'll explain this. So the first thing I want to point out is, hold on.
I don't have to teach you anything, do I?
The first thing I want to point out, fellas, is the delayed reaction time, right? She's just done all these amazing things and James has waited like 2 to 3 seconds. This is extremely attractive. Why? Let me tell you, right? Most men, right, when they're highly attracted to a female, their response time to her speaking will be 0.1 seconds. It'll be instant, right? When you have a really quick reaction time to her, to when she speaks, you respond straight away. That simply is going to signal high interest, right? That is an interest indicator. And displaying high interest to a woman, especially on the first date, is an attraction killer, right? Basically, fellas, when you have a quick reaction time to her words, what that's going to signal is you're overeager, you're very keen, right? And you're sort of blown away by her, right? You're nervous as well, right? You're just displaying how much you like her, how much she's out of your league. And that's what she's going to think, right? Oh my God, he's so keen, he's so eager. Nah. Because a man who has a higher S&B than her, right, sexual market value than her, right, he would not be behaving like this, right? By definition, if he had more attractive options than her, right, he has a higher S&V than her, he would be used to this. So he'd be behaving like James is now, right? Cool, laid back, chilled, relaxed. But when you have a really quick response time, that's the complete opposite of that, right? You're showing you're keen, right? Which tells her I'm not used to this, which is very unattractive. Okay? Another thing about this response, fellas, right? How would most men react? They'd be like, oh my God, that's so cool. Where did you learn that? Oh my God, show me. Da, 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 da. Oh my God, you're so impressive. Right? That's going to give sort of the friendly vibe, right? The best gay friend sort of vibe. Whereas how James responds here is that seductive masculine energy, right? Not blown away, completely unreactive, completely cool, completely calm, completely relaxed, right? If you gave that response, you're like, oh my God, that's so cool, show me about it. You're acting blown away. Fellas, that's how you're going to get friend zoned. Okay? So you're going to get friend zoned. If you want to maintain and build the sexual tension between you two, fellas, all you have to do is remain in this seductive, sexy, masculine frame. How James is here, right? Cool, laid back, not overreacting, right? That's how you're going to build up the sexual energy, right?
A man once came to our house to kill my father. He didn't know I was upstairs playing in my bedroom. Or that Papa kept a Beretta 9mm under the sink with the bleach. That's why I hate guns.
I think we'll skip hand-to-hand combat.
And again, fellas, another brilliant 100 out of 100 response. Right, there's quite a lot you can learn here. Let me go back and show you.
That's why I hate guns.
The first thing, fellas, again, he's got that delayed reaction time, right? This is a delayed reaction time, fellas, is a classic trait of a high status man. A classic behavior of high status individuals, right? They take their time to respond. Also, it's going to do the other things I signaled earlier, right? Where if you respond too quickly, you look too keen, you look too eager, you look like you like her too much, right? That's the first thing, right? The second thing, right? She's just told him that, mate, that scary story. Oh my God, how are most men going to react? Oh my God, that's so bad. Tell me that. Whereas James is completely unreactive, completely unimpressed, nothing. So the key, fellas, again, this is another key of high stats communication. You want to listen without overreaction, right? You want to listen without overreaction. Okay. Again, most men are going to overreact, but when you react, you're like, oh my God, no, oh my God, what happened? Tell me more about it. Oh my God, that's so bad. I can't believe. Again, you're going to give that sort of gay friend energy. Whereas when you respond to how James has here, where he's showing absolutely no reaction, right? And he's going to stand like cool, calm, sexy, seductive demeanor. Again, that's how you're going to build. You're going to build the sexual tension.
I think we'll skip hand-to-hand combat.
And again, fellas, she loves it, right? If we go back to how she was at the start of the scene, we're testing, whatever. What you have to understand is, fellas, when you interact with women, how James has here, they crave it. I cannot put this into words enough. They crave it. When you interact in this way, they love it. They want a man to interact with them. But what you have to understand is, fellas, how James has here, literally 0 men on earth behave like this. They're all goofy and friendly and they think they have to make jokes and they have to be all funny and entertain. No. This cool, laid back, sexy, reserved, seductive demeanor is how women biologically crave to be interacted with. This is what I call masculine seduction, right? Seductive charm. This is what this is, right? That highly masculine but highly sexy behavior, right? What you also have to understand is, fellas, when you interact with women in the way James has here, this is how you differentiate yourself as a man, right? Because there's plenty of rich, tall, good-looking men, but there's very, very few men who can interact with her in this way. Very few men. Very few men. This is how you differentiate yourself. Because when you interact with her in this way, fellas, you're going to make her feel a way that literally no man on earth has ever made her feel before, because this is so rare. And what you have to understand is, fellas, women only care about the way you make them feel. So when you use the tactics I gave you in this video, right, which is called, by the way, seductive charm. If you ever hear anyone else say that on the internet, no, they copied it from me. When you interact with her with seductive charm, again, you're going to make her feel a certain way that she's never felt before, and this is how you stand out. This is how you differentiate yourself. Also, fellas, interacting with her in this way, using seductive charm, is how you physically make her aroused. Physically. You will turn her on. She will want to do adult things to you in public. I promise you, just try it and see what happens. Right, fellas, I've given you, just rewatch this video, apply the stuff and just see what fucking happens when you do it. Just see what happens when you do it. Fellas, if you want more advanced tactics, I'll just say this. I have built the best program on planet Earth for seduction. For dating, for attraction. There is no program on earth that is as good as mine. Mine is the best in the fucking world. If you want to get it, click the link in the description, apply and buy it. It's fucking brilliant. If you don't, I'm not going to convince you. Don't buy it. I won't lose any sleep if you don't. All I will say is it's the best in the world. I'm not going to try and convince you. Buy it if you want. Don't buy it if you don't. Fellas, also, I read 100% of the comments. Please give me feedback on how I can make these videos better for you. That is all I care about at the end of the day. I just want to share my knowledge with you, give you the results, and I just want you to win. So tell me how I can make these videos better for you. Tell me what you want to see next. Give me feedback and I'll try my best to implement it. Fellas, I will see you in the next video.